You're not just Amelia Thermopolis. You are Amelia Mignonette Thermopolis Rinaldi, Princess of Genovia.
I'm a completely klutzy person, so before I met her, I'm like, oh God, please don't let me trip over anything. And I met her and I held up my hand. I'm like, Miss Andrews, it's so nice to meet you. And she pulled me into the warmest hug and gave me a kiss on the cheek and said, we're gonna have a great time. And we did.
In 2001, the world was introduced to Genovia's newest heir to the throne in The Princess Diaries.
Me? A princess? Shut up!
Annie Hathaway is just, she's going to be a huge star.
The film about unpopular San Francisco girl turned real-life princess Mia Thermopolis continues to be a Disney classic.
She didn't realize it was frozen.
What should we do?
Well, we should take that much too. Just do the same thing.
The thing I loved about playing Mia was because she was a 15-year-old and she was just in the middle of making the transition from adolescent to adult to realizing that life isn't about you, it's about you in the context of the world and what you can do for other people.
The Meg Cabot book turned movie was Anne Hathaway's first film role.
I was so happy because I really wanted this role and it's such a brilliant role and it's working with such good people and it was really a dream come true.
And little known fact, The Princess Diaries was not the original title.
Back then it was called The Princess of Tribeca. I said, can I audition for that while I'm out here? And they said, well, they're worried that you're a little old. I'm like, please just get me an audition and I swear I won't let you down.
With Anne's introduction to Disney, we also had Julie Andrews' big return to the studio.
The last film that I made for Walt Disney was Mary Poppins. We actually filmed on exactly the same soundstage where we'd filmed Mary Poppins. And I think they have a little plaque outside the door announcing that fact. It brought back a lot of memories.
And it turns out playing Queen Clarice Rinaldi was a role she could not refuse.
I would like to bestow upon you the honor of the Genovian Order of the Genovian Order of the Rose.
To have a role handed to one like this wonderful lady and to wear all those gorgeous costumes of Armani and Valentino and wear those marvelous tiaras. I had an absolutely wonderful time.
Another celeb who could not refuse a role in this film was Mandy Moore, who played Mia's school rival, Lana Thomas.
Mamma mia! Look who's trying to fit in now.
It was good, like, stress reliever to come to set and be able to be mean to everybody. I don't know. To play, like, a challenge, to be somebody so different from yourself was fun, too.
The Princess Diaries was Mandy's first film role, as well as Sandra Oh's, who had a small but unforgettable part playing Vice Principal Gupta.
The Queen is coming.
For late director Garry Marshall, The Princess Diaries was also a family affair. His granddaughters Lily and Charlotte played the two girls who asked Mia for her autograph, and his daughter Kathleen was cast as Queen Clarice's assistant Charlotte.
Well, I get nervous sometimes because there's a lot of pressure in doing a movie, so I like to surround myself with people who love me somehow, despite myself. So I work with a lot of relatives.
Working behind the scenes with Garry was Whitney Houston, who was a producer for the film.
She came down on the set a couple of times and said hello, and she kept her eye on things. And Garry had a birthday one day and she came down especially for him. And she's a lovely lady.
The Princess Diaries got the foot pop seal of approval of fans around the world, but most importantly, it was the beginning of a beautiful career for Anne and created another iconic Disney role for Julie.
You had it already. How did you know I'd even be here?
Because I recognize the same spirit in you as someone else I know.
Who?
Me.
It just works because the whole point of the movie is that Mia comes full circle and realizes so much about herself as a person, and it's reflected in the way she looks. And so by the end, when she, has made the final transition, Mia was so inspirational for me, and I learned so much from her. And I hope other people learned from her too, because she's really a great character.